up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're new here, today I'm recording the first video of my zodiac series. I promised you guys that I would do more zodiac videos, more in-depth videos, so I'm gonna split it up per zodiac sign and go a little bit more in depth than I did in my first zodiac video. If you couldn't tell by the title, this video is going to be about Tauruses, Taurians, I don't really know how you say it, but yeah, since we are in Taurus season, I figured why not start with Tauruses. So here we go. What did I do? Here we go. Some famous Taurians that you may know, Tauruses, whatever the plural of Taurus is, are my girl Adele, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Megan Fox, George Clooney, Tina Fey, David Beckham, Chris Brown, John Cena, Debbie Ryan, Miranda Cosgrove, Channing Tatum, Queen Elizabeth II, Gigi Hadid, Black Chyna, Marshmello, Sam Smith, Travis Scott, and Robert Pattinson. That's just a few. The list goes on and on. But yeah, so for this video, like I said, I'm just gonna go more in depth about the zodiac sign Taurus, and I'm gonna touch on personality traits, how they would be in friendships and romantic relationships, maybe in a work setting. The basic overview, but more than what I did in my last video. And I'm going to break it up between the difference between the men and the women. I personally really like Tauruses. They're earth signs. I'm an earth sign. We get along. They are very generous people and good friends, loyal friends to have around. So if you don't have a Taurus in your life, you should probably get one. Tauruses are usually born between April 20th and May 20th. The dates are always give and take, but if you're in between those dates, you can consider yourself a Taurus or a Taurus cusp. They, like I said, are earth signs. They are very practical people. Earth signs typically are very practical, realistic people. They don't really like to take risks without knowing how much it will affect them or others. They value material possessions. Some may be very materialistic. I don't want to say shallow because earth signs really aren't shallow, but we like the finer things in life. Earth signs tend to be very hard workers and dedicated to any task that they do. And earth signs are really intelligent people and can be very creative as well. When it comes to Tauruses specifically, they're also fixed signs. So zodiac signs are broken up into 3 different categories, kind of, besides like the elements. They're broken up into fixed, cardinal, and mutable, I think. Yeah, and Tauruses are fixed signs, so they are the least likely to change. They're very stubborn. They don't like change. They like things to be a certain way, and when they're not going the way that they planned for things to go, they can get a little crazy. Some of the Taurus's strengths, I would say, are, like I said, they're really generous. They're really reliable and dependable people. They can be patient. I don't know very many that are patient, but I see that a lot of the time that people say Tauruses are patient. It takes a lot for them to get angry, but once they do, it's over. They're represented by the bull, so they can become pretty yeah. They're responsible people. They're stable. They like to just have everything planned out and just be on a certain path. Like I said, if they deviate from that path, or if life throws them a sudden curveball, they're not the happiest of people. Some of their weaknesses, like I said, they are stubborn. They can be possessive and a little clingy in relationships. They like to have one partner and that partner be theirs, and they don't like to share. For the most part, you know, not every single Taurus is monogamous, but you know, they can be kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but they don't like to sacrifice a lot or compromise a lot if they don't see the benefit in it. for them, they're not really willing to do certain things. Typically, Tauruses like to do a lot of earthy things and creative things, like say gardening or drawing. They love music. They like to be in romantic relationships, like to have that warmth of a partner. A lot of my Taurus girlfriends, I've never really seen them single. They typically like to have a partner around more often than not, but they're still very independent people and can suffice on their own. They like to work with their hands, like to talk with their hands. They like to be helpful to others and give advice, warranted or not. They will let you know how they feel about a certain situation. Oh my goodness, I am not a YouTuber. Like, I cannot do this. But yeah, before they can take the time to just chill out and think about things, they just overreact a lot and act like the world is gonna end when it's not. Like, you're fine. Calm down, Taurus. They dislike insecure people, even though they are very insecure people and have a lot of insecurities. They just don't show it as much. If you don't really know them, you would think that the Taurus is a very confident person, which they can be. Like, a lot of Tauruses I know are sure of themselves, and when they think they can do something really well, they aren't afraid to show you that they can do it. But they have their insecurities, and they they don't like people who wallow in their insecurities. They're the type of people who think if you have something about yourself that you don't like, you have the ability to change it, and you should change it instead of just talking about how much you dislike it. Very typical of an earth sign. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, which controls our love life, our sex lives, how attractive you are, and the beauty in the world, not just in people who are ruled by Venus, because we all have a sign in Venus, but that's like the planet that is the ruler of Taurus and those aspects of life. It's the planet of creativity and gratitude also. Therefore, Tauruses typically are pretty loyal people. I see it more in the women versus the men, but yeah, most of the men I know that are Tauruses are not that loyal. They can be loyal, but they have to know that you're gonna be loyal too. Tauruses are kind of those people that you get what you give, basically. So if you're loyal and you're being faithful and you're being a good, loving partner, most of the time they'll be the same way back. But everyone's different, so can't say 100%. But because they don't like change a lot, they're not, once they're with you, they're usually with you. They don't want to have to find another partner and be in the talking stage and do all that bullshit all over again. So they like to just be with one person for a long period of time, and it's very hard for Tauruses to get out of toxic relationships because of that. Like, they don't want to have to start all over, especially if they loved you. They will stick with you through thick and thin until it's like completely done, and then they're just like, okay, well now I like really gotta go. They're really intimate and sensual people. Their senses are aroused easily, so they like things like aromatherapy, especially during sex. They like to have nice scented candles. They love to be touched. They like to touch back. They like to make sure that the environment is just relaxed and safe and cozy. Especially their bedrooms, they like to have like a nice safe space where they can just be themselves and just unwind, because life gets so chaotic for them. They need that time and that space to just like take a breather and just chill out, you know? When it comes to friendships, Tauruses are amazing friends. Like I said earlier, I keep saying like I said, and I need to stop saying that. Maybe I should stop saying things before I'm ready to say them. I need to stop talking with my hands as well. They are really loyal, especially to family. Like, family is everything to a Taurus. Family comes first. Blood is thicker than water to them. They have your back all the time. They're sociable people. Like, it's easy for them to talk to people and get to know people because they're really funny and they're really friendly, but they don't trust very easily. So it's hard for them to like build trusting and lasting relationships. You won't find a Taurus with like too many like real true friends. Like they have a bunch of friends, but they won't have like a bunch of like true deep connections with people because of that. Once they do make that connection, it's usually for life. It's long lasting. I have Taurus friends that I've had since I was a teenager. They're really good people to keep around. Tauruses love to have big families, I've noticed. They love kids, they want to have kids, they want to be the homemaker, the person that has the big, loving, all-American family type vibe. And they like to cook, so they like to, yeah. When it comes to their career and money, Tauruses are very, they love to have money, like I said. They like to enjoy the finer things in life, so a lot of them have goals to enter careers that will bring in a large sum of money. They liked that status too of saying like, yeah, I'm a doctor, yeah, I'm this, yeah, I'm that. Like they like to have that feeling of accomplishment and success in their life, so that's why they work hard towards those goals. And they like to be in positions of power. They don't really do well with authority and people telling them what they should and shouldn't be doing, so it's best if you have a Taurus as a boss rather than as an employee. They can be really good with money for the most part. If they're not, they usually just make sure that their bills are paid first before they start to spend frivolously, but most of the time they're pretty good with money. They like to save their money for things that are important to them rather than just blowing it on stupid stuff. But that comes with time, you know. When you're young, you do stupid things, but Tauruses are pretty responsible, so they like to make sure that things that need to be done first are done first, and then you can play with whatever is left. I'd say Tauruses are the complainers of the zodiac. Since they are fixed signs, and when things don't go their way, they go crazy. They like to complain about it a lot, and they like to feel like, woe is me, the world is caving in on me, why me kind of feeling. So that's one thing I would say Taurus should try to avoid. And since they tend to judge people who do those kinds of things, but then turn around and do the same thing, it's like, how can you do that, you know? They are earth signs, so they like to be in nature a lot. They like to go hiking, be on the beach, taking walks in the woods. They just like to be outside and enjoying life away from social media and you know, the more shallow things in life. They like to, they're pretty deep people and can go deep and talk about things that most people aren't really comfortable talking about. They can take it there and make you think a lot of the time. So overall, I hope this was a good video. I know I was kind of like all over the place. I tried to stay like together and have my notes here, but you know, once again,
not a YouTuber.
But overall, like I said, I love Tauruses. They are great people to have in your life, and they are some of the realest people you'll ever meet. So get you a Taurus if you don't have one. I will be posting more videos, more zodiac videos throughout the week. Hopefully, no promises, but I do have them already recorded. They're just in the process of being edited. So yeah, be on the lookout for those. I hope this video was informative. If there was anything else that I did not mention that you want me to cover in another video, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Share with your friends, your family, everybody, because I'm awesome. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know if I said that already. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.